What's the crack, everyone? Dap Simulations here. Hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back to another guide here on FS22. Today we're going looking at the build mode and landscaping. We'll get straight into it. So to enter it, go into our shop menu. We scroll all the way to the bottom to these three parallel lines here that you see on the left. We go into construction. That brings up our menu. If you are on the PlayStation 4 or 5, if we press L1 and the big center button, that'll bring us straight to it. Nice little tip there for anyone on the PlayStation. What have we got in it? But before we do any more, we'll have a quick flick through. So buildings, we've sheds. Under sheds, there's a good few different options. There's a few things to note. The first two here come with a vehicle workshop. This one, the garage for contractors, comes with solar panels on the roof, which generate income per hour. At the moment, it's on 60. If you change the economy, it will vary. So you'll earn more per hour if you're on easy, you'll earn less per hour if you're on hard. This one here also comes with solar panels, so that will generate income every hour as well. And then just there's a few other sheds, the easy sheds from FS19 that you would have seen before if you were on that. So on, what else do we get? We have silos. So there, your grain silos. There's a hay loft. More silos. We have a manure heap, which you will need for the animal pens. To generate manure, you need to place one of these down next to them. Liquid manure. We have our bunker silos. A few different options there. I have some multi-fruit silos installed as well. After that, we have silo extensions. A few different ones. And then we have containers, so this includes your fuel tanks. There's a liquid fertilizer, solid fertilizer, and we have this, the Karma 16, which will hold your seed or your mineral feed. A water tank, we have a water hydrant and a multi-fruit buying station also installed on mine. Then under tools, a few different things, power washer, vehicle workshops, electric charge station, biomethane station, and there's a few weighing stations, and I have a few other bits added in. And in the last section we have farmhouses, so just one thing under that. Under the production menu we've got factories, so we have the BGAs and your various factories available in the game. We have a few sell points which you can add to your map wherever you wish to do so. Your greenhouses, small, medium and large, they're available just there. Your orchards for doing your grapes and olives, and generators, just like a few of the buildings in the shed section. These all generate income every hour, all different and all depending on what economy you're on. Then under animals, you've different sections, so you've got your cows and you've your pens under there. Horses, pigs, sheep, chickens. Under bees you have your beehives, and also the little spawn point for the honey, and under others we have a little doghouse. Decoration, we have all your fences, there's lights as well, and then there's others, a few decoration pieces, a few shades and stuff like that. And then at the end we have landscaping. Before we go look at landscaping, we're going to place down a few buildings just to see what way we are. I'm not going to place down any of the bigger ones, I'm going to place down a few of the smaller ones. So once you pick one, L1 and R1 on the PlayStation spins it around. You'll notice the money is moving ever so slightly, so I might get it to increase if I go here. So the more even the terrain is that you're placing on, the cheaper it'll be. It'll be closer to the buying price if the ground is flat. If it's not, it'll raise in price. I'll just come over here. As you can see, the price has gone slightly up because this ground isn't level over here. One main point, make sure you own the land you want to place it on. Oh, what else can we do? So L2 and R2 zooms in and out, as we can see there. Right analog tilts the camera. up and down and right and left and so on. X to place down the building, but before we do so, if we press right and left on the directional pad, it changes the color of the shade. I won't do this for every building, but it will do it for some. And we simply just press X and it's placed down. Now we'll pick something else. Silos are fine. There is one thing I wanted to show you with the bunker silos. Here we are. So I'll just zoom out a little so we can see. These don't spin around as freely as the shed just did. You have to hold down your L1 or R1 and these snap around, as you can see. And the beauty of these, we place one, take a second one, as you can see there. It'll snap onto the one you've already placed. So you can put a few together, just snapping together there, like so. Containers, what we will show you. So with the water, we can either do with the water hydrant or the water tank. Just be wary. If we zoom in close, keep that fill symbol facing in the direction you want it. So if you're just over here and you want to fill just alongside the road, make sure that little symbol is facing that way. Or just here, you want it to be just coming off the grass so you can pull up next to it like that. Just gotta be wary of that, those little things. Tools. This is like the vehicle workshop. You just gotta be wary. See the yellow box? And the marker, that's the direction you'll be facing in. You don't want to be trying to fix your vehicle and the yellow box is facing right into a building like that. It's not going to help the situation. Productions, something similar. You'll see all your little areas. There's a dialog box for where the pallets will spawn. You want that to be facing out, not facing towards somewhere. If you don't want it to be placed there and spawn, and you can't get your pallets out. Something, what else have we? Oh yes, there was one other thing with the sheds. We'll just run over really quickly to it. I probably shouldn't have placed them so far away. So we open our sheds. Now, like in FS19, we were looking for light switches. Look for your light switch, turn on the lights. On the console, it'll be different on the Xbox. Well, when I say on the console, I mean the PlayStation, but on the Xbox or the PC, it will be different. If we hit the L3 on the PlayStation, it'll turn on our lights. You're not looking around for a light switch. You walk in, hit the L3, lights on, lights off. Like so. Neat little feature added in the game. Now, what else can we do if we reopen? You can't do for this. I just want to put down an animal pen as small as possible. Just place that down there, just like I was saying. Make sure everything is facing the direction you want it to. So when you're feeding your animals, it's easy. And we'll just place that down there. And if we go over it and press R3 on your PlayStation, just over it, we'll bring up this menu. So what we can do is we can press square and rename it. We can take chicken pasture to chicken coop, we'll say. Done. Will be now called a chicken coop. When you open your, if we go back out, we head down to our animal pens. As we can see, it's now called chicken coop. So you can call it whatever you wish. I mean, it's probably handy if you're placing down several of these and you wanted to say this one was 1, put down another, call that one number 2, or the next one number 3, so on and so on. Whatever you choose to do yourself, anything to make life easier. And back to our construction menu. There is something else we need to put down. Decoration. We're going to put down fences. So, putting down your fence. I pick my fence here. It'll show me the post. I place it down where I want to start my fence and drag. Left analog on the PlayStation. Back and forward, make it shorter or longer, like so. Turning left and right. And we can place that down. And as soon as you place it and drag away, it'll go from that corner, like so. If we let go of it and we approach this fence along any of the poles, it'll snap onto them, just like it is there now. It's snapping along each pole. We can place that, like so. Same with the hedges. They're just at the end here. So if we just select any hedge, brings up that little circle. Press the X button to place the first one. Drag to get the second. So you can see and snap on at the end, like so. Now, you've placed down your buildings and you want to move them. So from the menu, it will highlight a lot of things in blue. It'll change colour. It will not do it for the hedges and fences. It is doing it for that chicken coop, even though it's very hard to see. So what we do is we press R3 on our PlayStation, triangle, we can set it. Same with that shed. Exact same with the bunkers. And so on. Fences and hedges, what do we do? Well, we come up along the menus here. We go to this button, demolish, on the far right. And we enter that. And then what we do, we then press the X button and that will remove them. Section by section. Same with the hedge. Pressing X on the PlayStation. That'll remove it piece by piece. Like so. And they're the main parts for the build mode. That should be everything covered. If there's anything I haven't covered, throw it in the comments. I'd be happy to answer any questions if anybody is stuck. It's nothing worse than trying to play a game and not know what's going on. So, what we'll do next, we'll have a quick look at landscaping. We'll start with the sculpting. So, first option here, we've raise and lower. Press X to enter it. Bring up that little circle there. Left and right on the D-pad makes that bigger or smaller. Press triangle, we can change it to a square. So you have a circle or a square. Or L2 and R2 is still our zoom. And we're still using the right analog for moving the camera. So if we press X, that'll raise the ground. Depending on the size of the circle you're using, see, we can change that there. If we press circle, sorry, I done something wrong there. Square, sorry, square. I picked the wrong button. If we press square, it'll lower down. It'll create a hole in the ground. It doesn't feel like I want it to do it there, and there we have it. Like so. Raise and lower. You can come over this and drop it back down. It's not going to go down smoothly. I'd strongly advise before we do any landscaping in the game, I'd save it. I'd save my game. If you make a mistake, it is impossible to correct it. Well, I won't say it's impossible, but it is a lot of messing. It's just easier if you can reload the game from where you saved it to avoid any hassle. Oh, we'll just raise this again, and here now. So the next option we have is level. So in this, same again, triangle changes the type, square, circle, left and right changes the size, and the only option we have here is X. So wherever we start, so we start here and we press X, and as we move along that, level the ground out to wherever we started from. If we go up on top of this here and we press X and we try to level, no, I'll make that smaller. We're just gonna make this a bit bigger. Right, that should let us do it now. We start up here and we press X. We go across. That'll start bringing the ground up to level to wherever we started from. Like so. Bring it all up to the height we were at. So if we come back, down, and we move along, and the ground will level out, just like so. Next we have soften. We'll raise up the ground again, just in a few places. Now if we use our soften tool, press X and move along. Zoom in so you can see. Soften takes away all those sharp edges. So it's kind of smoothing and lowering down a lot of them. All of it smoother. Just takes away any of those nasty sharp edges. And our last one is slope. Now this one is quite a neat one, I must say. Try and raise this up to here. And when you're in slope, I want the slope to point. So what we want to do, we press square, which will set our slope point. If we come down along here, we press X, and we move towards that point, it'll create the slope. So no matter where we start, if we move along to here, press X here, move to where our point is, it'll create that slope up to it. Just to demonstrate the soften brush a bit better. The sharp edges on the edge, run your soften along them, and that smooths them out. See, that's a way smoother there now, other than the sharper edges there. And that was your slope. What else have we in landscaping? We also have the painting. So what we can do, I'll do a few circles of each. We have a few different options. We can change the different ground textures. So we have animal mode. I'll zoom in on these now. Actually, if I go over next to where I'm standing, we can look at them all better. So where we have animal mode, the asphalt, concrete, which is the one we're actually already on, the dirt, forest ground, grass, And then we have dry grass, gravel, and then rock and granite. There we have it. All the different ones you can use to paint away anywhere you want on the map, just like so. Same thing applies if your circle and your square and your left and right on the D-pad changes the size of the box. Trees, just like the buildings, you place down the trees. Plenty to choose from. Pines, birches, oaks, poplars, willows, spruces. Different sizes. That's an old one, that's a medium, there's a young. Different sizes of each type. None of these can be cut down, not that I'm aware of. You should be able to remove them. Oh, you actually can't. You need to bear that in mind. You cannot remove the trees once you place them down. Nope. Tried me even trying the demolish mode. I actually thought they could, but no. Definitely worth bearing in mind. Once you place those trees down, they're stuck there. Now, last thing before we're done in the landscaping section is the plants. So under plants, we just have a few different things, a couple of bushes and meadows. See, nice grass meadow there you can put down. You will find if you put it down on the concrete texture, you can see the concrete underneath it. But if you paint with the grass texture first, and then place down your meadow, it looks way nicer, way more realistic. Okay, so then we're stuck for that. Then we have a couple of bushes. Obviously, the bigger you make the cursor, the bigger the amount of bushes that will be there. Like so. And the last one. Just like that. And there we have it, folks. It was your guide to the build mode and landscaping on FS22. Hope this video was helpful to you in any way, shape or form. Don't be afraid to hit that like and subscribe button. And we will see you on the next one. As always, stay safe.